Hello and welcome to the podcast Pitstop at Accountex 2024, brought to you by Ask the Accountant. So I am joined by our next guest. So without further ado, introduce yourself, let us know who you are, where you're from and what you do.
Thank you for having me. My name's Sam Watkins. I am from the R&D community, and our mission is to get accountants and R&D consultants doing R&D in the correct way.
Cool. An interesting topic, R&D. I'm actually going to be speaking over on Theatre 8 with Lord Philip Hammond this afternoon, and part of our topic is R&D.
Yes.
So he works quite a lot with our R&D firm and stuff like that.
Yeah, it does.
It's a very heavily policed tax incentive at the moment by HMRC due to all of the cowboys.
Yes, indeed.
I always say, like, R&D, the most people that are doing R&D these days or claiming to do R&D seem to be the people that a few years ago were selling payment protection plans for banks. They've gone from one to the other.
Yes.
And it's, full of cowboys, which means small businesses that are genuinely claiming and doing genuine work in research and development are actually suffering a huge administration burden, a huge stress from investigations from HMRC because of more than a few bad players in the industry. So definitely an area that needs some governance and some improvement of standards, shall we say. First question, what are your first impressions of Accountex 2024?
It's amazing, isn't it? It's much bigger than I remember. The last one I came to was the one when we were just coming out of lockdown.
Okay, yeah.
We did an exhibit here last year, but I wasn't here myself. So, it's definitely grown since the last time I was here, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think they had 10,000 people through the door last year, and they're looking to match or beat that this year. So it's huge, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is very big.
Are you here for both days?
No, I'm just here today.
What are you looking forward to? What's the reason you chose today over tomorrow?
Well, I don't work Thursdays.
That'll do it. That's a real key indicator, yeah. Why have you come today? Why have you come to Accountex in general then?
To Accountex today because a lot of our members, it's a membership community, a lot of them are exhibiting here today. So it's a good opportunity to get them all in one place and run around and say hello.
Yeah.
Also, we are interested in partnering with SaaS companies to release our software and training to more people, get more eyes on it. So it's a good opportunity. As we're not exhibiting, I'm not allowed to tout for business.
No, but it's a good networking opportunity.
Networking opportunity,
definitely.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so we are 2.5 hours in. Has there been a highlight so far? Has there been you know what, that's made this whole trip worth it already?
I did meet one of our clients in the queue as we were coming to get here. So
fantastic.
That's a good opportunity to talk to people. I've only been here about 20 minutes. I have to confess myself. So I literally skirted around the edge, got the lay of the land, found where the water is and where the toilets are. Very important.
Yeah, key areas, brilliant. But networking and meeting members, key highlights of coming to an event like this.
That is the aim.
Okay. So, loads of people here today.
Yep.
You've done events in the past. It's quite easy to come to these things, we find, and have a really good day out or 2 days out and not really take any action from it.
Okay.
And not really get that value afterwards. Have you got any top tips for our listeners on, if you're going to come to an event like Accountex, this is how you take action from it. How do you make sure you're getting value for your time out of today?
Okay, so I always make sure I've got a notebook in here. I know everybody will get tons of swag.
Yeah.
I'm not really interested in that myself. For me, it is the networking.
Yeah.
I'm not here to collect socks and notebooks.
Yeah.
But I make sure that I take notes of all the key people that I speak to. When I get back, make sure if we're not already connected on LinkedIn, connect up on LinkedIn.
Fantastic option, yeah.
An email just to say thanks ever so much for talking to me.
Continuing that conversation.
Absolutely, yeah. Keep continuing the conversation, but not being pushy or trying to get anything out of it. Just genuinely wanting to offer my experience and my help, if I can, to other people.
Love that. I think a lot of people they do a lot of networking. That's why they're here, and that's great. Let's not just hold that conversation, put that on hold until the next event. Let's continue that on LinkedIn or whatever, email or whatever it is. That's really good. What do you think of the UK accounting event space at the moment? Because we've got a lot of events now. Like, I think pre-COVID now, there is a lot more events.
Yeah, there is. And I think it must be very difficult if you're in the market for exhibiting to choose where you want to go to get the best bang for your buck, I suppose.
Got to get that return on investment.
Absolutely, yeah. I've already been to Fab. I went to DAS.
Yeah.
I went to GBX yesterday.
Okay.
Here today.
Wow.
So
Okay.
as a visitor, it's not so expensive.
Yeah.
But as an
Well,
exhibitor,
it's your time still. There's a value there.
it's time at the office. And
Yeah.
nobody does your work while you're out, do they? So
No.
it's always a catch up.
I had a team. I thought that would happen, but no.
It doesn't, unfortunately. So yeah, it's important to make the most of it. I think it would be nice if events were more spread out. I
Yep.
think it's an awful lot to pack into what essentially is about 6 weeks.
Yep.
Must be very difficult for marketing departments and companies that are exhibiting
And budget.
be followed up on the leads that you got at DAS before you know it, you're here.
Yep.
And it's a constant catch up. So it would be nice if they were spread out.
Yeah.
I think.
Have you got a favourite event of the year so far?
I haven't been here long enough to say
No.
context yet, but I really enjoyed Fab
Oh, I
From-
think that was fantastic.
experience.
Yeah.
I thought it was really good.
Conversations we were actually having with a lot of the exhibitors at Fab was it was one of the best return on investment events they've had in a long time.
Okay, well
Like-
that's good. It wasn't big and it wasn't
No.
scary.
Yeah.
It was a great place to go to wander around to meet people. It wasn't as noisy and as busy as it is
Yeah.
here. There were quiet areas. There's not quiet areas here. I just haven't found them yet.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. And DAS was amazing for the light show.
Yeah.
And the atmosphere in the room. Maybe not so good if you're neurodiverse. It
Yep.
was a little bit flashy lights.
Yeah.
What I really liked about that one though was headphones.
Yeah,
So you
okay.
could really listen to the
Yeah, they are
Yes.
Marmite. From what
Yeah.
people either love them or hate them. So one of these speaking sessions here is a bit overcrowded. You're still here.
Yeah.
If you overcrowd a DAS event, you haven't got a headphone to hear. So bit Marmite.
vibe.
They're all very unique with what they've got, and that's really nice. And what we were saying about Fab was when you come to these events, we do a lot of events with
Sure,
the,
yeah.
that's the accountant brand, but normally when you're going around, you recognize 60, 70, 80% of people. At Fab, we recognized 20%. It
Okay.
brought so many new people to an event because it was outside of London,
Yeah.
because it was different,
Yeah.
it was more open. I don't know what it was, but something worked.
Yeah,
That was great, and that's what we need. So, how long have you been in the industry?
since 2018, so not long.
I know, about the same time as me. What do you love about this industry?
Particularly focusing on R&D because I'm not
Yep.
I'm not a trained or qualified accountant. I just love the fact that it is rewarding people that are doing genuine good stuff.
Yep.
And a lot of companies, especially startups, really struggle in the first years. I talk to people they've been working for 3 or 4 years. They're still pre-revenue. It's all just money going out the door.
Yeah.
And without the tax credit system, I don't know how they keep going. Their
Yeah.
investors, I think, count on it.
But that's also why HMRC being slow to pay out, investigating so much, is causing such a headache.
It's causing a massive problem. And the fact that they're going backwards and challenging claims that they let go 2 or 3 years
Yeah.
ago, and now
And-
asking for the money back. And
Those horror stories, like we've got clients who are genuinely entitled to R&D who have said, we're not interested anymore.
Yeah.
We're going to stop doing it because we don't want to lay awake at night thinking, when are they going to look at this?
Yeah.
And that's just, I get they've got to police the fraud, and there's a lot of bad people in this industry for that R&D side of things, but we need to find that balancing point, I think.
Oh, absolutely.
I think
That's really
You guys are doing with the best in class, like educational teaching, this is how it should be done, and hopefully providing that insight for as a contact point for HMRC to go,
Yeah.
come on, let's open the dialogue, let's have that
Yeah.
conversation.
talking to HMRC yesterday
Right.
about our training courses. Because in September we're launching the first qualification
Okay.
in R&D.
Wow.
So we were talking to HMRC about that yesterday. I'm not saying that they've endorsed it or anything.
No, but
That
there's a dialogue.
Yeah, we've been speaking to them for quite a few weeks. Things that they've said we're shaping the training towards. And they're also listening to us as well because they've got the consultation out at the moment and they've
Yeah.
got 3 ideas of how they want the R&D market to be policed, for want of
Yeah.
a better word. All of them have got bad points. And
Yeah.
some of them have got some good points. So our aim is really to take the good points from each one and to help shape how the R&D landscape is going to be
Fantastic.
going forward.
Fantastic. So that leads on to, what would you change about this industry?
If we're talking about the R&D
Yeah.
industry, as opposed to the whole of the
Yeah, yeah.
accounting industry, then yeah, absolutely. Something should have been done a long time ago. I'm not saying governing bodies should be the ones that are in charge of it, because we've seen bad claims done by members of ICAEW,
Yeah.
by ACCA. It's not by any means just the claim farm type people
No.
that are putting in bad claims. It's across the board. And I think, it's been going for over 20 years now. Something should have been put in place a long time ago. What you were saying at the beginning is very true. It was the people that made their money in BPI that then thought, oh, there's R&D, we can make some money there. And the ones that have decided now that it's too much trouble seem to be selling sustainable energy and things like that now. So I think that's the next thing that's potentially going to blow up in people's faces is nobody's got any qualifications in it.
Yeah.
And some people are not doing it with the right motives.
Yes.
Which should be to help small and medium businesses. And of course, the big businesses as well are still qualified too. So yeah, to get rid of the cowboys and get more genuine people and get accountants not to be afraid of it, because it's a great value add for their clients and for revenue into the accountancy practices as well.
And it's great for our economy.
Yeah, absolutely.
We need innovation for our economy to grow.
Do.
So yeah, brilliant. Okay, what is your ideal client? Who's the person that you would go, that's the type of person we love to work with, etc.?
Well, we've got a couple of different products. We really like having the sole practitioners, because talking to them, that's quite a lonely place to be.
Yeah.
Whether you're an accountant doing a few R&D claims on the side, or whether you've set up as a sole practitioner R&D company. So we're there to support and provide community for those people. We have a product for practices that have got 3 or more people doing R&D within the business. And then we've got an enterprise for people that have 20 or more people. The 20 or more is obviously great because we can help a lot more people. What we're finding at the moment is there's so much mergers and acquisitions going on, as you know, and as companies are buying up other smaller companies, they're finding a great disparity in the level of training within those companies and looking at some great claims and some bad claims, and they want to get people to the same level.
A bit of consistency.
Yeah, and our management information reporting is a really good way for them to be able to do that. They can set them on doing the different training, they can monitor how they're getting on, they can see where maybe they're lacking knowledge by the results of the scores and things that they're getting, and they can focus their attention in that area. So for me, if I'm looking for customers, I would be looking at firms that are probably doing more than 20 R&D claims a year, with probably just 2 or 3 people maybe that are doing that, or the mergers and acquisition types where they really need to raise their standards to a particular...
Go in and bring everyone on that level playing field.
Yeah.
Okay. What item is at the top of your tech stack that you use every day and you couldn't go without in life?
WhatsApp.
WhatsApp. It is, isn't it? It's such a great communication tool, and everyone seems to have defaulted to WhatsApp these days.
We use, our whole community is based around WhatsApp. We've got about 150 accountants and practitioners in our WhatsApp group. It never shuts up, which is great.
Yeah.
It's divided up into different topics, so it doesn't hopefully get too overwhelming. We've got light-hearted ones in there as well. We've got one for what's your pet done today, and the more serious ones as well. And what I love about it is everybody is giving freely of their knowledge, and there's never a silly question, even if you think, gosh, you really should know that.
Yeah.
Nobody says it.
Yeah.
And they'll offer their opinions. It's just helping to raise that and to have that community. So yeah, if the government banned WhatsApp like they're planning to do in America, I'll be very sad. Yeah.
The UK wouldn't function. Okay. How do you feel about AI and how is it going to impact on you and your job and your community?
I was talking to a very highly regarded person from Sage yesterday, and his opinion was that nothing major was going to happen in his lifetime. And I asked him how old he was, and he's 55.
Right.
So I don't think there's anything to be scared of. I think we need to embrace it. We need to face the fact that it's not going to go away, and it's something that enhances your business. It gets rid of the day-to-day, more mundane things,
Yep.
so that you can spend more time with your customers and helping them in different ways.
And that's exactly what I always say. It's not going to lose jobs.
No.
It's going to re-engineer how we spend our time.
Yeah.
Like text and auto entry and document capture was meant to be the end of the bookkeeper. It wasn't at all. It just re-engineered how they spend their time and the value areas they could spend time on. And that's key.
Yeah. And what this guy said yesterday, which was an angle that I'd never thought of, HMRC are never going to change it so that AI signs off a tax return.
No.
There's always got to be a person involved in it. So nothing to worry about in my lifetime either.
They might make it more efficient to produce the tax return, but they're never going to authorize it. So, yeah. Okay, last two questions for you today.
Okay.
First of all, how did you discover Ask the Accountant?
Through your LinkedIn Lives.
Fantastic. So you watch us each week or some weeks? No, I wouldn't expect anyone to. Yes.
The one that I saw was that I thought was really, I'm sure they're all really good, but the one that I saw was with, I've forgotten his name now, the guy from Tax on Demand.
Oh, Nick Stobbs.
Nick Stobbs.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I had a conversation with him on Monday. Actually, I think what he's doing with his, you can cut this out if you
It's very clever bit of kit.
Absolutely, yeah. That is going to be so much help, just to be able to ask a question and get an answer and the citations of why that
guidance and links to it. Yeah, so you know it's not hallucinating it.
Yeah, I think that is that's maybe not a game changer, but a fantastic tool.
Huge help
To have.
Yeah.
The practice.
Just boosts that confidence, doesn't it, a bit more in what you already may have thought.
Yeah, so that was the first time really that I came across you.
Okay, this is your opportunity to plug what you do, what you want to plug to the audience. So feel free to choose a camera of your choice and plug away. Like, where can our audience find you? Next time they think of something, they should think, Sam, I need to speak to Sam.
Okay. So, as I said, we're the R&D community. So you can Google the R&D community. You'll find our website there. And at the moment, we have actually a really good course, which is on the new merge scheme that started on the 1st of April this year, explaining the changes. And that is free to download and take part in as well. So if you're interested in R&D and doing it right, I would strongly recommend that you download that course, test your knowledge, and all the other resources are there for you as well.
Fantastic. Sam, it's been an absolute pleasure. Please leave your business card. I have an R&D in-house person, and he's working more on acquisitions and due diligence at the moment because we're just not happy with the way HMRC are working and the extra work it's putting on us. So it would be really good to get him access to some of those materials and for him to be able to just reassure himself. And then we can decide from there, do we want to continue with the R&D arena or not?
Yeah.
But yeah, so please leave your details with me. That'd be fantastic. Thank you for joining us on the podcast Pitstop at the Accountex 2024, brought to you by Ask the Accountant. And stay tuned on these social media channels because the next episode will be coming up very soon. Thank you very much.